You want to start? Should I start?
You can start.
All right.
It's your podcast.
Whatever. All right. Welcome to the first, real episode of Movie Anatomy. And this is the first thing we're kind of trying here, where instead of just a traditional, we're in the car, it's a review. We're kind of taking a bunch of topics, putting it together into more of a news segment. So, yeah, I'm here with Zach. How you doing today, Zach?
Good. Excited to be back. I'm interested. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so.
We got mini reviews, John Wick 3, Rocketman. We have some summer movie previews, Toy Story 4, MIB, Child's Play, Spider-Man Far From Home. We have casting news, Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland. And we have the X-Men completely just...
Shitting the bed at the end, yeah.
As the MCU takes control. We're going to start off with John Wick 3, movie we saw a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I saw it a couple weeks ago. We saw
it
together. We just didn't do a review right afterwards,
No.
so.
Why didn't we do a review?
I don't know.
There wasn't much really to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, I've seen the other two, and they were I saw John Wick 2 before I saw John Wick 1. The first one is still the best one, just because the plot is so simple. I thought the third one went a little too far with, the world. That, like I said, that's what's good about the first one is it's, so, contained and, it knows what it is. It's, they kill his dog and then he kills everyone, This one, it was a little more, mass spy, syndicate movie type of thing, so.
Well, more sequels are coming, so they're trying to set up more of an open
Right,
world.
yeah.
Based on how it ended.
I don't know, but Keanu Reeves is so good, and it's it's cool that he's not very young, and he's still really able to do all the action. We were both saying, just really good the action is in that movie. It's,
Yeah,
really
everyone knows
realistic.
John Wick action's good.
Yeah,
You're going to John Wick to see the action.
Right.
You're not going to see amazing storytelling.
right. Yeah.
No, it's because of the action. It's terrific. Every actor is doing a good job.
Mhm.
Even though a lot of them don't get a lot to do, like Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, he's just kind of there for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was enjoyable. I thought maybe it was a little too long, maybe a little bit, but like I said, it was a good we just both were hey, why not? Let's go see it. So, yeah,
Really good time. If you had to pick though a best fight scene from,
best fight scene from.
there's
John
4 or
Wick.
5 different ones. They're
I like the one.
the movie itself is just 5 different fight scenes,
Pretty
in 5
much.
different locations.
It's just okay,
some
we're
talking
gonna do a
between.
fight scene, and then we're gonna do like you said,
Yeah.
just you talking. So I think I like the one where they were in the upstairs of the weapons store, and it was all the antique knives
right at the
and
beginning?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kept breaking the glass and throwing stuff at each other. I don't know. I just like that it was, like I said, I love that the action's not very obviously it's choreographed, but it doesn't look like it's the two different ends of the spectrum. It's Star Wars prequels action where it's a dance and it's too perfect and everything's
Yeah.
too hit and miss.
You can just tell it's all CGI.
Right. But then there's the other end. The John Wick action is very rough. Punches don't land. When you throw somebody across the room, you can tell it hurts them, but they still get up. But even when they keep fighting, there's fatigue. That type of thing. So.
Yeah, there's
that
never a
was one of
moment
my
where
favorite.
I'm oh, this is clearly just fake
Right. Mm-hmm.
stuff.
What about you? What was your
Well,
fight scene?
that one was my favorite.
That
but
one, yeah.
Just for variation, I'll pick my second favorite, which was him and Halle Berry with the dogs escaping the Casablanca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a great action.
Yeah,
scene.
that was good too.
They used the dogs to really good potential.
I forgot that she was in that movie.
Yeah,
Actually,
she's only in there for 10 minutes. It's
Yeah.
easy to forget. For some reason, I love whenever John Wick reloads his gun. It's so I
it's
just
so
love it.
epic.
Just the way he does it, I just like it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people do too.
That movie's shot really well too. That just partially goes with the action scenes because they don't do a bunch of jump cuts, but
It knows what it is. It's not a franchise trying to do too much.
right, yeah,
People go to see good action. It makes good
Uh-huh.
money, and they're just gonna keep making more, and I'm fine with it.
yeah, for sure.
I'm excited to go see the second one. I mean,
The fourth one,
the fourth one. The second one I've seen because I haven't seen the first two.
right.
So, my bad. All right. And then we also have Rocketman, which we saw separately.
Right. That was more recent though in the last
yeah.
week.
I saw it 4 days ago, I think.
I saw
Very
it
recently.
6 or 7 days ago. It was really good. I was impressed. I mean, I went into it saw initial reactions and people really liked it. And obviously it's going to be inevitably compared to Bohemian Rhapsody, so I was interested to see what it was going to be, and I really liked it. Taron Egerton was really good as Elton John.
So much better than Bohemian Rhapsody, though. That's a joke.
Yeah,
Bohemian
well,
Rhapsody.
we can talk about that in a minute,
No.
but I don't want to compare it to it too much, but we can do a little segment on that.
Yeah. It's whatever.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good. It was the format of it was like a little different because it's more like a musical.
It is a musical based on how they like set it up.
Right, but I kind of like how the songs were like interwoven into the plot because it felt like it actually made things go forward. So like they do a song, the one that stood out to me was the one where he starts doing like all the drugs and stuff, and through the song they tell like the beginning stages of like his life like that, and then at the end of the song the story keeps going and he's already addicted, and then they can touch on that more.
It's nice though when you have an artist with such a wide discography like Elton John.
Yeah,
because there are some like jukebox musicals like Mamma Mia where they're very limited in terms of like songs that like can create a story.
The same,
it's all just pop junk. When you have someone like Elton John who's got a lot of different songs with stories inside of them, like people like Billy Joel and stuff like that, they have like stories in songs. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah,
it's just a good artist to pick from to kind of do that.
Yeah, and I didn't know that much about Elton John, but like I like his music and stuff, so it made me, it made me more intrigued to go see it, and then it made it better once I watched it. So
I like that Taron Egerton actually sings. They're not just, because in Bohemian Rhapsody it's like a combination of like Freddie Mercury's voice, Rami Malek's voice, and like some YouTuber's voice.
Yeah,
but it's mostly Freddie Mercury's voice, and he's just lip syncing up there.
The thing about Bohemian Rhapsody is like it got a lot of praise, which is it was like a good movie, I guess, but. I'm not taking anything away with Rami Malek. Not taking away. He deserved the Oscar, in my opinion, for the best.
That's the only Oscar they should have deserved, though. Best editing, that's a joke.
Didn't they get like sound mixing or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that much about sound. I can't talk.
But did you see the way that movie was edited?
Yeah, I agree.
It's like a Marvel fight.
But again, we both saw. Did we see that together? Bohemian Rhapsody?
Did we? No, we didn't. I think we saw it separate.
Really?
I do not think I saw that with you.
I thought we did. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. Whatever.
Either way,
it's not important.
Either way, I thought that I was disappointed in the movie after I read more about it. I try not to read stuff about the movies like after, to get all these like preconceived opinions and everything. But I was reading like factual things, and it just
that annoyed me.
It wasn't even remotely the same story. They just changed a bunch of stuff to make it more dramatic.
And I would have been fine with that if they did kind of what this movie did, where it's a musical and like the order doesn't really matter that much. But the songs are matched up in a way that makes narrative sense instead of by the order.
Yeah,
but Bohemian Rhapsody tried to be a straight up biopic.
Chronological.
Exactly. And then it just didn't follow any chronological sense.
Right.
That's why I didn't like it.
Yeah. And it just was mostly recreations of either the song or how they made the really iconic songs, which is great. Like the numbers were cool. Like the Live Aid performance was really good.
That's great.
Again, it didn't have that very much substance when you like actually think about how much of a really interesting and like complicated life Freddie Mercury had that you could really like delve into and like make it like a really like interesting like emotional movie, and they just really went like the cheap route and it just didn't work. Anyway, getting back to Rocketman.
One more thing for me.
Okay.
As good as those like performances, like in the musical numbers in Bohemian Rhapsody are, it's just boring. Like we have them in a soundstage and they're recording, and they're on one concert, and then there's like a later concert where they're fighting before, and then there's the end concert.
And again, they're just trying to make it like as realistic as possible. They really tried to like recreate all the motions and everything, which I respect. But again, when you to think about it a lot,
I just like how this movie, going back to it now, broke up the traditional biopic formula.
Right. Yeah. No. I thought, and that's why I thought it was different. Like, I think when you're doing someone like Elton John, who's like really popular, but I feel like people like our age aren't super familiar with all of his stuff.
Not like just regular, like just teenagers.
Right. Yeah.
No one really knows who he is.
When you're doing, I think the format that they did made it more interesting because the musical numbers.
It made it more interesting, but it also made it mainstream in a way that wasn't pandering.
Right,
like,
yeah.
A lot of regular people will enjoy this movie based on how it was presented to them.
Well, and I was thinking about this too. Recently, there's been a few musicals that have made like a lot of money and have been like really popular. Like La La Land comes to mind. I love La La Land. I think that's a great movie. and then The Greatest Showman was like recently, like that
yeah.
soundtrack has made so
That
much
soundtrack is great. I cannot deny the
money.
soundtrack.
I heard the movie wasn't.
The movie's not good.
I didn't even bother going to see it.
I'll probably get hate for that, saying that Greatest Showman is a bad movie and will remain a bad movie. But the soundtrack is great. That cannot be denied.
But anyway, I just think I like that again. The Rocketman, did like really good musical numbers, and they can obviously sell records of the soundtrack. But the movie is also very good. So
it is, yeah. I liked how it kind of the style of it captured Elton John's personality, just how vibrant of a guy he was. You can see that mostly just because of the outfits that he wears.
Right.
Which is that it's crazy to think he actually wore that on stage.
I know,
these major shows, and no one cared.
I mean, because they just wanted to see him play. I mean, that he embodied like just being completely himself. But it's also interesting because they showed him like doing lines of coke like right before he went out on stage, and that's partially why he was so energetic and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Besides Edgerton, the thing from the Fan Four Stick, Jamie Bell.
Oh yeah,
he was really good.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah,
I'm glad he's actually in good movies.
The relationship, like between what was he, the writer?
He was the writer. Yeah,
the right
Benny.
Between Benny. Yeah. The relationship between him and Elton John was, it felt very real and like, had its ups and downs, but they never fought. Like they had differences and things happen in both their lives.
Yeah,
but
I love the part where he yells at him before going on stage. And and he's like,
"Yeah,
I'm sorry, Benny. I didn't mean it." And he's like,
and
I know, because they just know each other enough that they're not gonna have like a dumb heroes fight before the climax, and like you see that in every single movie, every single biopic.
Right? Yeah.
They still care for each other until like the absolute lowest point.
And I think in these types of movies, like in the end, you have to. I mean, this is probably true, but you have to have like the asshole like studio executive person.
And it's the manager played by Richard Madden.
Well, no, they had him, but they also had the guy in the studio with like the mustache and the sunglasses who was like
he was in the movie for like 5 minutes.
But it was like the classic scene.
He was a dick the whole time, and then his last scene, he's portrayed as sympathetic because they're leaving him.
Yeah,
he's leaving him for Richard Madden.
I don't know.
It's like
maybe it's just like a musical like. Maybe it's like in the music industry that's just like a trope that you have that, but I just think it's funny because like in every movie like that.
I did look up the relationship between Elton John and his manager. It was pretty tough.
Okay.
I think it's funny though, even though you don't watch Game of Thrones, that two actors from Game of Thrones played the same manager.
Right. Yeah.
Because he was the manager for Queen also, and he was played by Aidan Gillen in Bohemian Rhapsody. That's just kind of funny.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
John
I didn't
Reed.
know that.
Yeah, and they look nothing alike. Aidan Gillen's like 50-ish, and Richard Madden's like in
I was like in his 30s,
late 20s, early 30s, looking like Bond. I want him to be Bond, even though you're Idris Elba.
Yeah, man, come on.
That's fine.
Yeah, I already got Rami Malek as the villain
for Bond 25, which is Craig's last
Daniel
one.
Craig's
His last one.
Anyway, I thought Rocketman was like really good.
Great.
It was like exceeded my expectations. It was like what I wanted. It was different. I liked the last scene because it was told like in flashbacks when he's at the therapy meeting or whatever, and he's talking to his like younger self, which is kind of cool. Also the relationship with his parents were just like really interesting to me because I mean obviously this is like a true story. I haven't like extensively researched exactly how true everything is, but I thought it was interesting that the relationships were very like not traditional in terms of like they were abusive, but it wasn't like physical abuse. It was way more emotional, and the dad was like nice, like he was like a nice guy, but he just wasn't a father really. He
couldn't love and that's what Elton couldn't understand.
Right.
Why his dad never loved him.
And like just the
really
scenes with him, it's just I guess they portrayed it really well, and they captured like why he was so upset.
Most of his struggle is emotional, like his sexuality, his problems with drugs, his relationships.
Yeah.
And that worked a lot better than like, even though we're seeing based on what really happened, but like if it was a typical deadbeat dad who drinks and hits his kid.
Right.
I felt more emotion watching him I felt more emotion when he had to cross out dad on the record that he signed for him.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Yeah. Like, I felt
again,
more for that.
I don't know if that's all true, but even if it's not, they did a really good job.
Elton John was heavily involved in this movie,
building
so
the
I do trust
emotion
it a lot more than like Bohemian Rhapsody. I trust that these were real events a lot more because they had more people involved.
Yeah.
Obviously, because more people were alive than Queen,
Uh-huh.
Freddie Mercury being dead, and all that. But yeah, I got the whole soundtrack because Edgerton's pretty good. He has a distinct voice, but it sounds a lot like
But
Elton John.
I saw that Elton John encouraged him not to like just imitate him, like and
Yeah,
that he tried
'cause
to make it his own a little bit.
Elton John directly chose him because I think he has like a song sequence in Kingsman 2 where he sings
Oh, okay.
an older rock song, and like they
He
saw
thought
that.
it was really good.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
he has a good
Okay.
look for it too. He was just really good. I hope he gets. That's a performance that like should get like a nomination but shouldn't win. In my opinion.
Yeah. Uh huh.
He should be like the fifth guy that gets in for a nom.
We haven't. I
Shouldn't
mean, we
win.
haven't seen like a lot of the Oscar movies this year, obviously yet.
Might be, yeah.
But we'll see.
Definitely, those are going to be upstaging it. But right now, that probably is the best performance out of like a singular movie. They're probably
that
gonna
you've
get
seen, yeah.
because like as good as Endgame is, no one's getting nominated for best actor. And all
No.
that. In terms of just like a singular movie, that's probably the best performance I've seen. So
Who
far this
played
year.
the mom in Rocketman?
Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah.
Bryce, Austin, Texas, whatever.
I thought she was actually really good too. Like,
That's probably the best performance I've seen out of her.
I just think of Jurassic World whenever I
Yeah.
think of her. But
That's not a bad thing.
yeah, but yeah. So she like, I thought she was really good. Same
Yep.
same as the dad. She like, was kind of that dual. Like sometimes she was really nice and like she was like, you know, really encouraging with her son, and she was like actually being a mom. And then sometimes she was just completely, just
Yeah.
utterly mean and like horrible to him.
I love though how the stepdad that we first see just having sex with the mom in the car turned out to be a much better dad than Elton.
Yeah,
than
I mean,
that was. That was
again,
so
like
funny to me.
the story is probably almost completely true.
Yeah.
But I just the way they the chronology of the movie in terms of the way they did the flashbacks and how they jumped forward a little bit every once in a while.
Yeah.
I thought it showed the evolution of the characters really well. Like you said, we
Yeah.
see the stepdad. He's the same guy as he was before. He's still a good guy, and him and Elton are actually kind of friends, which is kind of cool.
I had one big problem with the movie.
What?
And I feel like this could have been fixed if they just had a little more running time. The part in the movie where he gets married to that woman
Mm-hmm.
from the soundstage, they have, because this is a 4-year gap. He married her in '84 and divorced her in '88. A
Okay.
4-year gap of a relationship that I think could have been more explored based on his own personal conflict. It's
I see.
they see each
Okay.
other, get married, and divorce in a span of like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that could
okay.
have had a
yeah.
much more emotional impact for me because she wasn't even a character. She had no lines. She
Mhm.
just sang in a musical number, a small one when they
Yeah.
were first talking.
I didn't think about that.
It was only 2 hours long, like exactly. I feel like they could have stretched out a bit more.
Maybe
Give
yeah.
a
I don't
little
know.
more conflict to his inner.
There's
persona.
There's a lot of stuff they explored in the movie though, and that's probably just something that they chose.
Yeah.
And just okay.
Just
we're gonna
personally
cut
for
this down.
me, I would have liked that explored more. But I can see how some of the other things they focused on are seen as more important. So
But again,
that's not a huge problem. That's probably my
yeah,
most major
no,
problem for
and that's
me.
fair. But you also have to think about too that they're trying to put as many musical numbers in there
Yeah.
as they can to put as many of the very iconic Elton John songs in there. So you gotta cut some stuff out.
That's
But I agree though. I hadn't thought about that. That might have been
Yeah, that was really
that might have been
problem.
effective to explore that more. So
No, all right. The kind of last thoughts here.
Yeah.
One more thought for me. The child actors who were playing young Elton, and the teenage Elton from the Ferris wheel song sequence, which
Yeah.
was incredible. That was my favorite sequence.
Which
of the
one?
movie. When he transforms into Taron Egerton during like the carnival sequence, the Saturday.
Yes,
night
that
sequence.
was
that
really
was my
good.
favorite sequence of the movie. I
Uh-huh.
love
Yeah, that
I
was really
love that
good.
sequence. But the younger kid and
Uh-huh.
like the close to teenage kid, they were both great. They felt like young Taron Egerton in this movie. They felt like young Elton Johns.
I
They didn't feel like-
thought the teenager was really good. The
Yeah.
child was fine. I don't know. I feel
He
like
was good for like
he,
a kid
he,
actor.
he didn't really have to do very much though.
That's
like,
true.
I mean,
The teenage actor, he had a great voice.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there was only a couple scenes, but
That's
yeah,
true, but they were
good.
really good for child actors. I haven't seen like that in a while. Just like solid child acting, child singing. So, what was the rating that you give it? I gave it a 9.1. I love this. I loved it.
You loved it. I don't know. It's hard to rate. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, it was solid. Like, I mean, I would watch it again probably.
Yeah, I would too.
And it would also, the main thing that makes me know that I liked it is that I would like want to listen to more Elton John songs, learn more about his life, like follow him a little
That's
bit
what
more.
a biopic should do.
Because he's still relevant and still doing
He's
things.
still alive.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it like did its job, and you know, I'd be interested in watching it again, which is always good. So yeah.
All right. So now we can move on to little preview of summer movies. We have,
Yeah.
I think next week is Toy Story 4, so we'll go into that one first, I guess. So Toy Story 4, we've seen the trailers. First trailer kind of gave general premise, and the other trailers just to add some more scenes. Are you excited? Obviously, you're excited to see it. It's Toy Story, it's Pixar. Everyone's going to go see it. Do you think it's going to be good?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. It's more that I just don't know what they're gonna do, which is good. But I don't know. It's more just my feelings that like Toy Story should just be done. I like Toy Story 3, but I didn't love it like a lot of people did. I think I was a little bit of the wrong age though, because the people who like all of the Toy Story movies have been in their lifetime, like love Toy Story 3 because it was like a very good conclusion. It seemed like to the movies that
I
they
agree with
grew
that.
up
It's
loving.
not the best movie at all, but
No,
it's
I
a
still
good
I
conclusion.
still hold that Toy Story 2 is the best Toy Story
I agree
movie.
with that.
But I keep seeing all the stuff online. Maybe it's just because they're trying to build up hype for the movie that Tom Hanks and Tim Allen and all these people are so emotional on the last scenes and it's so sad and they're so sad that it's over and all this stuff. So
Yep, Toy Story 5 coming out 2024.
that wouldn't surprise
Yeah.
me, dude. But I don't know, like I have enough faith in Pixar that I feel like they'll be able to at least make it good. I would love for it to be great. Um, we'll see. I mean, it looks like
Yeah.
they're doing a couple new locations, which could be good. They're introducing like a new thing with what is it, Forky?
Forky's, it's a sport.
Even though he's a spork, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they'll explore more of the like, what is a toy if you can
Yeah.
be alive, like all that type of thing.
I like the new supporting characters they're introducing. Key
yeah,
and Peele,
yeah. Key and Peele are
and
always
Keanu
great.
Reeves, who's like the stuntman.
Oh,
I don't
Duke
like-
Kaboom, yeah.
I don't like the conflict that they're setting up with the weird ventriloquist dolls and whatever.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
Woody having a, like, what's it mean to be a toy, even though he had that in the second movie.
Yeah.
I don't like the conflict. I'm obviously gonna love all the character dynamics. I think this is the last movie that the actor who plays Ham. I think this is like his last performance. I think he died.
Oh,
Shortly after
okay.
finishing.
Yeah.
So it's obviously gonna be sad. I just hope it's good and not just they start where they end in Toy Story 3. They go on a quest and they just end up right back where they
Yeah.
started. The thing I liked about Toy Story 3 ending is that they didn't just go with Andy to college. They made him give him away.
Yeah.
They actually changed it. They didn't just like go back as they did in like the other movies, which is good for a conclusion because it feels satisfying and final.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just ready for Pixar to make more original movies. I don't know, like
Yeah.
Incredibles 2 was a really
It's
good
a
movie,
solid movie.
and it was solid, and I'm really glad they made it. But I just want them to make new movies. I love some of I love
Especially
most
after
of Pixar's movies.
Same. After all the stuff that came from Coco, you'd think they'd focus more on original movies.
Yeah, I mean, Coco got what did it win Best Animated Feature?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think yeah. I mean, it was like a different setting, and it was, the songs were really good, and it was people loved it and everything. So
Yeah, I haven't seen Coco, but just based on what I've seen, like,
Yeah,
clips
it's
and
just-
stuff, it's obviously a good movie. I mean, personally, I have the Pixar top 8 for me. I haven't seen it, so I can't. But I'm sure might have to expand it to 9 because I can't really take out any of the ones I have.
yeah, I don't know. I'm just
That's something we can
I
discuss
just
later.
want them to
Yeah.
move on a little bit. They made these great movies.
Yeah.
That's awesome, but they need to leave them a little bit. But we'll see if this is actually going to be
Yeah.
worthwhile. I feel like they're not going to waste our time is the main thing. Like if
No,
they're going to make
no,
the
of
movie,
course not.
I feel like with actors like Tom Hanks and I don't know, I just feel like a while ago I remember seeing an interview or something where he was like if it's like if I feel like it's a good enough story and everything, he's gonna remake it. Kind of like Brad Bird with Incredibles 2.
I've only seen even the worst Pixar movies haven't wasted my time and say only like Cars 2 and The Good Dinosaur have.
Yeah.
Those don't even feel like Pixar movies though. But like every other one hasn't really. None of them are bad except those two for me.
I feel like Toy Story 4 is gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna go see it, and I'm not
It's
really
gonna be Finding Dory.
I'm not
I
really-
bet it's gonna be Finding Dory.
I'm not really anticipating it, but once I get to the theater, I'll be like, oh, okay, like
Yeah,
I'm
in terms
interested
of
to see what
quality
they
and
do.
my emotional impact, it's going to be Finding Dory for me. That's how I'm predicting it.
I don't know.
it'll be decent.
I think it's gonna be better than Finding Dory.
Yeah,
Finding Dory to me just was a little bit of a cop out. Like
Yeah.
I just feel
That's
like
just kind of the bar I have for it at this point.
Finding Dory, like even though like Finding Dory is better than Cars 2, for me I put them at the same level because they just took the side character and made a more comedic movie out of the better first movie for me. So I don't know. That's kind of beside the point. But I just feel like with Toy Story, which is just such a
'Cause
defining Pixar.
This is the franchise out of Pixar we've had the most time with.
Yeah, what deservingly so though. I mean,
Yes.
like it makes sense. I don't know. I just feel like I said, I have faith that it's gonna be
Oh, yeah, of course.
important and good. I just hope that it's good enough where, you know, it's a really good conclusion to the series, but they're not like, okay, let's make more or let's
Yeah.
make another trilogy or whatever. I don't know. I just want them to make original movies.
But you would say you're still excited for it.
Sure, yeah.
All right.
We can
That's
we
fine.
can talk. I'm excited for a couple more of these movies that we're going to talk about in a little bit, but comes
the
out in a
movie
little bit.
we're going to talk about next, you're not excited for, which
What?
is MIB International.
Oh my god.
So, I'm going to state my opinion on the Men in Black movies before I let him go, because
Mhm.
he is a huge Men in Black fan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start. I've only seen the first Men in Black, and I saw it on TV, like, last week. And I saw it as just a really fun action adventure movie with some great performances, some great lines, some good action. CGI isn't dated. I enjoyed it. I haven't seen the other two. Obviously, Men in Black 2 is not as good as the other two. Men in Black 3 I haven't seen, but I've heard it's good. And I thought they were going to be done there after like all the news I heard after Men in
Mhm,
Black 3. I
yeah.
thought that was a good conclusion. Now they're making MIB International, and it kind of feels like the Ghostbusters remake to me. But I'm going to let Zach take over it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Vent about this movie.
I just, it just makes me mad. Like, you know, if it's good, prove me wrong. Like let's see a good movie. But
You haven't seen any evidence that that's going to happen.
I just haven't seen anything that's what it's gonna be. So I don't know. Men in Black just might be special to me because like I think I saw it with my dad and like he was like, oh, like we're gonna watch this movie. Like I really like it. I think you'll like it. And it was really funny. And after significant rewatches, I think it's more funny. It's one of my more favorite like just really simple like comedy movies, but it's also kind of a spy movie kind of.
Yeah. I think how you view Men in Black is how I view Pirates of the Caribbean, kind of.
Sure, yeah.
It's a good
okay.
movie that you personally just
Mhm.
love and think
yeah,
is great.
it's just more of a personal attachment
yes,
for me.
and I feel the same way.
And Men in Black 2 is fine, and I thought Men in Black 3 was actually really good.
I think you like Men in Black 2 more than other people do.
Yeah.
Like Men in Black fans.
Maybe I need to rewatch it, but
Yeah.
Men in Black 3 I thought was actually really good, and I think it's kind of underrated. I remember seeing it in the theater. I was like, wow, that was actually like pretty good. I think it was more of a better version of Men in Black 2, just with the whole concept of like Kay losing his memory. I don't know. I just think it's like original. I mean, there's so many things with like aliens and stuff in like movies, but I mean, the first one actually is like pretty like relevant in its like treatment of illegal immigrants, kind of, and it kind of touches on that whole scene. I don't know. I thought that was pretty like interesting that whenever that movie was made, 1999 or like something like that. I don't know. I just thought in a movie where there's slime everywhere a lot of the time that it reach that deep. So I don't know. I give it respect for that. But anyway, the next Men in Black movie, I just don't get why they're making it. Like you said, it's Men in Black 3 is a pretty good conclusion. Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson are both good actors, I think.
Yeah, they are, but they only cast them in this movie because of Thor Ragnarok. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll be funny.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Written
It
by
just
the
to me
writer
it just reeks of like that itis of let's make more money.
Don't you have faith in the writers from Monster Trucks?
Oh, that's the writer of the movie? Oh,
I think
God.
so.
Okay.
Don't you have faith in they can write a
No, I
funny
don't.
movie?
I don't know.
No.
I also just don't want them to like dismantle the concept. Like I hope they at least keep the whole like the headquarters in New York and like I just don't want them to like wash all of that out and kind of like make their own thing. I mean, they can like make changes whatever, but I don't want them to just go away from like the original like what made it good.
Yeah.
Like the world that they built was really cool.
Even in Men in Black 2, which is kind of the bad one. They
Yeah,
still built out just a good one.
Yeah, so I don't know, and I also think Will Smith is just like kind of at the peak of his like career, not career, but just of his comedic. Oh, I don't know how to phrase that. I don't know. He's really funny in the Men in Black movies, and
It's before Wild Wild West, so he's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just he's just such an iconic character in those movies, and I think him and Tommy Lee Jones play really well off each other. I'm just unsure of how that's gonna go in the next movie. Also, isn't the dog on the poster?
Yep.
I feel like they're gonna use that way too much. I'm picturing like
Yeah.
we're gonna make it like so we can sell toys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Overuse, like
Yeah.
the CGI looks terrible in that trailer. In both
Really?
trailers. The CGI looks atrocious.
I haven't watched it in a while.
The thing I liked about the first Men in Black is that the CGI is actually still decent
still,
for the time.
there's
For
still
1999,
a lot of
the
practical stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
which they use puppets when they have the option to. They
Mhm.
only use CGI when they have to, which is the way I like CGI to be used.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's like just amazing CGI. And like that movie came out the same year as The Mummy, with those effects.
Was Brendan Fraser?
Yes.
Oh my
with
gosh.
those effects, and the effects in Men in Black are pretty good. And then
Yeah.
I see this movie 20 years later, and the effects are terrible. It's just
and I hate
bad Hollywood CGI.
Again. I'll try to suspend my disbelief and go see it, but Aladdin.
It's gonna be Aladdin.
Aladdin proved to
If
me
you heard our Aladdin review, you'd know.
that you can't. I hate the excuse. Oh, in the trailer the CGI's bad. Oh, person number 2 says, oh, they're gonna fix it in the movie.
Oh.
It's been a while. I don't know about that, dude. Like nowadays, movies get done with not production but like filming so early because they have to do so much with CGI and just like computers and everything. And I don't know. If something is bad in the trailer,
Yeah.
unless there's like enough public outrage like the new Sonic movie had,
Oh,
it's not getting changed.
no. They released a trailer when like it's in post production. Like
right,
that's
yeah.
like, yeah.
I don't know.
understand.
I haven't watched the trailer as much as you, I don't think, because
You've
I am
just
not-
been. You've just
I-
tried to distance.
I'm just
yourself from
not
it.
looking forward to that.
You're gonna
I don't
see
know.
it though.
Yeah, I'll see it. I might leave, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. When is that even coming out? July or?
No, it's like June 20th.
Oh no. Okay.
It's like coming soon.
That's soon.
It's
All right.
soon.
I'll have to start.
Same
preparing.
weekend as yesterday.
Oh.
Well, no, not yesterday. It's same weekend as Toy Story 4, but segue into yesterday.
Awkward segue.
Awkward
into yesterday,
segue.
Yeah.
Yesterday is a trailer that I think you sent me.
Yeah.
Over Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
The first trailer might be my favorite trailer of the year.
Yeah, it was really good.
That first.
I love the concept.
Yes.
Just first of all, like it's just really interesting. I'm so just like hungry for like films like this that are just so original. So it just be really basic. It's the guy wakes up.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know the premise.
The guy wakes up and he's the only one in the world that knows that the Beatles exist.
Yeah, and he knows their songs because he's a musician.
he knows their songs because he's a musician.
How funny would it be though if the guy who only remembered the Beatles was like a computer programmer?
No, I kept thinking that though. Like if it was me, like I know a lot, like a decent amount of Beatles songs, but I don't remember all of them. I couldn't play them on guitar.
No, of
like
course not.
like, and I'm not even that good of a singer. So like, what?
Like, this is a movie where this definitely can never happen.
No, yeah, but
just suspend your disbelief and enjoy it. That's kind of what I've seen in early reviews. It's kind of like, it's kind of ridiculous, but like, it's a movie that is impossible to like not enjoy.
Yeah, it just seems like you kind of got to embrace it. But yeah, so he starts playing. He just becomes the most like famous singer songwriter in the world.
Okay, that's one question I have. Do you think if the Beatles didn't exist, I have two questions. You think the Beatles didn't exist, that their music, if it came out today, would be as popular as it was? It couldn't be, like back in the 60s.
No, I mean it's completely different. Like,
yeah, and then like
scene.
How much the Beatles changed music in general, not just rock, but like so many other genres.
So I mean,
how would how would music even be the same? Like there'd be no Ed Sheeran.
No.
But he's in the movie. And he's, I don't know. This movie, suspend your disbelief and just enjoy.
Yeah,
don't think too hard about.
I'm just excited. Like the lead looks really good too.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
Movie.
Yeah.
Because I think it said introducing in the trailer.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for him. I don't know. It just seems I like movies when like the human characters seem very like genuine and real.
Yes.
And the vibe I got from the trailer when he's like talking, I think it was his girlfriend or one of his friends. Oh yeah, Lily James. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. The interaction just seemed very like realistic and true. So I don't know. I'm excited for not only like the concept, but just like the other relationships that are going to be developed.
So we're going to keep going chronologically when stuff comes out. Spider-Man: Far From Home. We've gotten a lot of posters recently after the initial trailer.
Yeah.
Came out July 4th weekend, I believe.
Oh yeah. I think it's July 2nd.
July 2nd. That'll be the July 4th weekend.
I'm really excited for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
partially because I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
You're a big Jake Gyllenhaal guy. Prisoners, all that.
Yeah. I mean, part of me a long time ago, I wish he was gonna be Batman, but
We'll talk about that in a bit.
I don't know. I like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot. I think he's a really good actor. There isn't many movies he's bad in, and Mysterio is a really good character. He's really interesting. I think he looks amazing, like with his
even with the fishbowl.
I think it looks
cool.
really cool.
It does
I don't care. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
I like Spider-Man: Homecoming a lot. I thought it was a really good first Spider-Man movie.
I don't know why people are like saying that it's not Spider-Man: Homecoming's like not that good. I think that came after Spider-Verse, and it just put everything to shame.
Spider-Verse is pretty in its own category, in my opinion.
I've always thought Homecoming is like the Seinfeld of superhero movies. It's
like how?
It's about nothing.
Uh-huh.
Peter Parker has like no real motivation that they explore.
I mean,
like they don't. The Uncle Ben, quote unquote. But I like how they're doing here. They didn't mention anything at all for his motivation in Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
It's about nothing. It's still good, but it's like about nothing, which is like something.
I mean, he wants to be a superhero. I mean, being a superhero is awesome.
True, but like
I understand. If I woke up one day and I had superpowers and I would just run around the city and experiment.
Would you go Brightburn? You wouldn't go Brightburn, would you?
No,
okay,
but
good.
I would.
Fuck the reviews I saw of Brightburn, I'm just like not interested.
Yeah.
They just ruined the premise.
Anyway, I don't know. I liked the whole like boyish charm of Tom Holland and that he
he's
can
great.
just
but he's good as a boyish charm.
We're not talking about that
later.
yet.
All right.
I don't know. He's really good as Spider-Man and Peter Parker. He's a really good mix. But I think you're wrong. I think his motivation is really fleshed out because if I woke up one day and I had superpowers, I would just want to go play with everything, and I would feel like I was 10 years old.
True.
But also, the Spider-Man Homecoming takes place after Civil War, where he gets to be with all the superheroes who are really famous in the universe and are basically like celebrities.
Yeah.
So he wants to be an Avenger,
That's fine.
Stuff.
I don't think that really connects with the Spider-Man character, but I like how they're doing it now.
Yeah.
It actually makes Homecoming better that Tony Stark is now his Ben Parker.
I like that.
You pointed that out to me, I think you did.
Because in the trailer, immediately they just start off with, Tony Stark.
They had to
dead.
wait till after Endgame to drop it. And I thought that makes Homecoming a bit better for me.
Yeah,
They're still setting up that story.
They're still setting up the story, yeah.
So I can appreciate it more.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I like that too because we already saw Uncle Ben die twice in the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man
It was pretty much
movies.
a nothing in Homecoming.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody's affected by it.
I wasn't mad. I didn't want to see that again.
But like, it's just still it's something that was on my mind.
Okay.
I guess.
But again, I think
it's
after,
not
I think
something that bogs it, seriously.
I think after Endgame, and now this movie, I agree with you. I think it makes Homecoming better.
I'm just excited. Great supporting cast of actors.
Yeah,
in the Spider-Man movies.
There's been all the stuff about because I did watch the second trailer. Some people are saying it revealed way too much. Just because he mentioned the multiverse
which from Thanos to Snap, the multiverse,
right, and that
which opens the gate for X-Men and Fantastic Four to come in now.
Yeah, everyone's speculating that. We'll see if that happens. I don't know, but Mysterio also could be just like lying because he is the one.
He's definitely lying about something.
Right.
This man, we know he's a villain.
Well, and it's I kind of like that though because I feel like it's more one of those things that everybody knows he's going to be bad, but we don't know when.
We don't know. Also, we don't know what he's lying about.
We also don't know what he's going to do.
Because like
we don't know what his plan is.
There's like two main things. There's like one, he's lying about the multiverse, and then two, the Hydro Man, the elemental creatures are his design, and he's making himself look like a hero, like Syndrome from The Incredibles, which is
great comparison.
I can't take credit for that. It's also on Twitter.
Yeah.
Both those theories, they're very different, but they both would match the Mysterio character, what's being presented.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with either of those. They're setting up some good choice here.
He could also be a good guy the whole movie, and then at the very end he turns bad, and then the next one is about more about him being bad.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It seems like they're gonna explore a little bit more of Peter's relationships with his friends because I saw something that said his friends were affected too because all these people are now back that were snapped away, so then they have to adjust to like life.
Yeah.
Which could be kind of interesting to explore, but also with the Mary Jane character or whatever what did they call her in Spider-Man
Just call
Homecoming?
her MJ.
MJ.
You know,
Okay.
call her Mary Jane. It's MJ.
I like Zendaya a lot. I didn't really think I didn't think her character was very good in Spider-Man Homecoming.
No.
And I am not sure how it's going to go in this movie because they revealed in the trailer that she finds out he's Spider-Man, like, pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, like she said, it's pretty obvious, but...
Yeah. She's also obviously smart, as we see.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a balance between the MJ we get in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies where she just screams the whole time and she's just the complete damsel in distress.
Yeah.
When she's not the damsel in distress, she just makes Peter's life way worse and is like really horrible to him and stuff. And then also just like the I don't care, like, you know, I understand.
Well, she tries her best.
Yeah.
Like, no one knows how to write MJ.
I just feel like they need a balance.
It's not the actress's fault. No one knows how to write MJ, which is
and that's the thing. I mean, they're probably going to make a lot of these Spider-Man movies, which is great. I'm all for it, but maybe they're going to develop her character more. I mean, we've only seen one movie with her in it, but I just want to see more from her just because what I got in Spider-Man Homecoming, I wasn't really satisfied with. That was one of my more issues with the movie was her character.
Yeah. I like how they're keeping the lighthearted tone, though, from Homecoming.
Yeah.
I look Happy Hogan. I work for...
John Favreau, yeah.
You work for Spider-Man? I work with Spider-Man as, like, the city's being destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, natural comedy, not just forcing quips at us that I appreciate more.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'm excited for the movie.
Probably the most movie I'm excited for this summer is probably Spider-Man.
Yeah,
besides Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that's something we could have a whole podcast talking about.
Yeah, I mean, and just in the wake of Endgame...
So we don't talk about that here.
Just in the wake of Endgame was so huge, like, we're just seeing the aftermath. It's actually kind of interesting, because I was thinking about, after Captain America Civil War was Homecoming, so both Spider-Man movies are now just kind of post...
The multiverse has to, though, be in this movie.
Movies.
This is the final Phase 3 movie, so they have to introduce the multiverse, like, for real.
Why?
Because it's got to set up everything in Phase 4.
Why do they have to have a multiverse, though?
How else are we going to introduce the X-Men after 20 movies and
How about you just don't do the X-Men for another 10 years? I mean, that might not happen, but
They should do the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
They should start with the Fantastic Four. You can wait more on the X-Men, because everyone's still attached to, like, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, who are great.
I just want to see a Black Widow movie, dude. I don't really care about any of that stuff.
I'm more of an X-Men fan.
I could care less about X-Men. Honestly.
Though they should make a Fantastic Four movie soon, because everyone wants to get a good Fantastic Four movie that isn't called The Incredibles, like a real Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, but I mean, Far From Home could be the start of all that, I guess. Yeah. Which is true.
Because this is the last movie of Phase 3, so I kind of see it as like the bridge, or it could just be like Ant-Man after Phase 2 and just be like a fun movie, except you'll actually like it.
Ant-Man 2 was just like, it was fine. Like, it was good,
yeah,
I guess.
Okay, to be fair, my opinion on Ant-Man 2 has gotten worse.
It was fine.
I think I was being overly ridiculously
I think you were just giving me a hard time, but...
Because you were giving it too hard of a time, so I tried to play the extreme.
Anyway,
alright.
Spider-Man Far From Home, I'm very excited for it.
Yep.
Can't wait to see Mysterio and more Spider-Man.
Alright, so we got our last one upcoming in, like, the next month. I think this comes out the same weekend as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
It's going to get crushed.
What movie?
Probably. As Child's Play.
Oh, yeah.
Which you are excited for. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, not excited. I'm interested, like...
I could care less, but...
I mean, okay, why not? Like, I'm going to see it.
I'm going to see it because Mark Hamill.
His voice work is amazing. I will always go see something with him in it.
I honestly think Mark Hamill's voice work is better than anything he's ever done.
Of course, they're gonna remake all these horror movies and everything. And Chucky, I think, is just like a ridiculously funny concept because it's a doll and it's hilarious.
The one part I've seen like clips from like Chucky 3,
where
he has the most funniest little like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, so I don't know, just like the comedy in that is like really funny.
It's so funny.
I hope the movie like it's like.
I hope it's not unintentionally funny.
It's serious. It seems like they're going for a more serious tone, which is fine. I think it could be creepy. But I don't want them to be too serious. I want them to play up.
It's still a doll that's trying to kill you with a dragging knife.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's
like,
ridiculous.
We'll see. Like, I hope it's good. I just want it to be like a fun time.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I don't know.
That's fine.
Just with all these like remakes and stuff, I just search for movies that can be entertaining and not boring or bad. So I don't know. I just think it has the potential to be fine. And we rewatched the trailer, and I still kind of like the whole how they're kind of explore more of the the technology, and now they're gonna kind of connect that to Chucky, so make it more modern.
Yeah.
In the trailer though, on the second watch, I noticed the acting isn't super great, but we'll see. I don't know, just some of the reactions.
They don't get
I was
A-listers
like,
for the remake of Child's Play.
yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know, why not? It's
All right. So
might
it's
be
our
interesting.
movies.
So
We do have some movie news coming up. We'll take a look at some castings and announcements. So we're gonna start with the first big announcement. This has been like all over Twitter like the last week and a half. Robert Pattinson officially Batman,
yup.
and you and I like this, even though I think we both had I think we both had choices that we would rather had more. I think you would have liked.
I don't.
Jake Gyllenhaal more.
Well,
I would have liked Armie Hammer.
For a while, I wanted Jake Gyllenhaal, but I don't know. Like I knew once he was cast as Mysterio that wasn't gonna happen. But
Yeah. It's more of like a dream pick that you personally would want as Batman.
I don't know. That kind of went away from me. I don't know. I kind of wanted Ben Affleck to stay, but after Justice League, I want him to leave just because I feel really bad for him because I feel like he just got so bogged down at the whole studio.
Especially because
thing.
how much he put into BVS.
Yeah,
how good he was.
I thought he
in that
was
movie.
really good in BVS. So
I still watch clips that he's in. I'm never gonna watch that movie again. I'll still watch clips of him.
I'd watch it again. Why not?
I watch clips of it.
It's kind of interesting to see how much of a mess that movie.
It's just the perfect movie to just watch clips on and not enter
not
the
watch the
whole monstrosity of a movie.
Anyway, I thought Ben Affleck was really good, and I wanted to see more of what he could do with the role, especially in a solo movie.
Especially with Matt Reeves directing.
I
good
love
director.
Matt Reeves. Like the Planet of the Apes movies are so good. I think
They have no right being
I
that
think
good.
they're really underrated. Rise of the Planet of the Apes is a really good intro, and I think it reminded everyone that the concept wasn't ridiculous after the early 2000s Planet of the Apes movies.
The Tim Burton one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Really.
And then Dawn was like
Dawn was
better,
Matt Reeves' first movie.
Was like better.
Because he did the last two. He did
Right.
Dawn and War.
Dawn was like better, and it like was deeper than the first one. Like it was,
as deep as you can be with a monkey on a
right,
tank.
but like
on like a
obviously
Andy
Serkis is a huge part of these movies. But then War, I thought was like a really well put together. Like it felt very epic, even though like again the concept just doesn't seem like it could be
such
that
an epic feeling movie.
Yeah, but
like, you're
I don't
connected
know.
with these
I
characters.
felt a lot like in that movie. Like I remember going to see that with my dad.
Yeah, it's like a human drama, but all the human characters are CGI apes, and you don't care because the drama between them is so good and so engaging.
And the writing was really good. I love like the evolution of Caesar's character. I think Matt Reeves did a really good job.
I
with
hate
that.
how people have just forgotten that Matt Reeves is directing this movie. And I'm just saying, oh, it's gonna suck. They got the glowy vampire,
the sparkly vampire
from Twilight, and they forget one of the best action directors working today is making this movie.
Yeah, I mean,
like
I said, I am very hopeful because Matt Reeves has spent so much time on the script.
Yes,
and I have faith that he is really trying to make this his own.
Oh yeah,
but make it good.
I think the main word is he's doing year one.
Really, I heard that it wasn't going to be based off of any of those comics.
That's like his main source of inspiration. Like Christopher Nolan, like the Chris Nolan ones, it's not based off of any comic, but it's obviously he's read Long Halloween,
like Long Halloween,
Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight, yeah.
You can see the themes, but it's not a direct adaptation.
Nightfall is like Dark Knight Rises, yeah.
I think it's like Penguin and Catwoman are like the main two.
There'll
be like smaller ones throughout.
I saw that.
Which I kind of like.
Like I said, we both said we want to see more detective Batman.
And Pattinson's the perfect detective Batman.
Why? Because he's younger?
But also he's not like a huge guy like Ben Affleck was. It's kind of hard to see him like being
I think
stealth.
Robert Pattinson's like 6'5".
He's not like...
Oh, like bit. I mean...
Like buff.
But he might be when the movie comes out.
How much do you think he can put on that much, though?
I don't know, dude.
He's not going to be a beefcake by the time they start shooting.
Ben Affleck is pretty tiny in some of his original movies.
That what came out in like the 90s?
Pearl Harbor? I don't know.
Like Pearl Harbor?
I don't know.
Come on.
Who knows?
He seems more like of a detective Batman. Personally.
Why not? I don't know. I think it's ridiculous that people are giving him so much flack.
It is ridiculous. Like, yeah. Just mainstream Twitter.
We're gonna talk about another casting in a minute that I'm not as much for, but
I love this casting.
But
this guy has put in years of work making great independent.
Yeah,
movies.
and
he got casted in the next. He's the lead in the next Christopher Nolan movie. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I have no doubt that he will not be bad. How about that? And that I really just want this movie to be good.
Why
Part
are-
of me,
yeah.
if this movie isn't good, I'm gonna be really sad because that means we're not gonna get Batman for a long time. Batman's
Yeah.
my favorite superhero. I
He's mine
think
too. He's like everyone's now, pretty much.
I know, but I think there's been a little bit of an oversaturation of Batman, not just in movies, but just like
In-
TV,
yep.
like just media in general, just because he's been done so much. And I think after the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Batman can make so much money. Let's try to like
yeah.
really capitalize off of this. I really want that. I really want Matt Reeves and his team to just make
I want
a
this.
good movie.
I want Warner Brothers to stay away.
Yeah,
Warner Brothers is just ridiculous.
I don't. Yeah, I want it to be a good movie, and then maybe we can talk about more after it
Yes.
comes out. It needs
Don't
to
plan
be.
for 4 sequels in
I
this
know.
movie.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Don't plan for the Hugo Strange spin-off movie.
Yeah.
But he goes to visit Arkham Asylum.
Wait, I want a really good script. I want.
We're gonna get that.
I want. The action can be different, and you can do whatever you want. I want a good script. That's what I want.
I love a good script.
Too many movies now. They have good actors. Maybe they even have good directors. They have good CGI. They have good visuals. Some say don't. It's okay. The script just isn't good. The script is the main
And
thing.
you say you don't watch Game of Thrones.
Okay.
You sound like Game of Thrones. Same with the Game of Thrones fan talking about season 8 right now.
It's just I just want a Batman movie
That's me.
that I am excited to see. I go see it and it's good. That's all I want.
Oh, yeah, I want that too.
But anyway, I think Robert Pattinson's a good choice.
Why do people still hold Twilight against him? He hates those. He's been on interviews that he hates those movies with a passion, and they still hold it against him.
Because people our age are all the people that watch Twilight.
It's their fault for watching Twilight. It's not his fault. He's trying to get a paycheck. He's
Yeah.
a young up and comer. He's got to get his name out there.
I mean,
It's
there
not
were
his
like
fault.
5 Twilight movies. Or wait,
It feels like
5.
it.
Yeah.
No,
5.
4.
No, there's
There's.
3, and then the 4th one is 2 parts.
I thought there was 2, and then the.
Nope.
and really?
It's really bad that I know
That sucks.
because isn't it? I think it's
I
Twilight.
hope I'm wrong, and I think you hope you're wrong.
Twilight New Moon, Twilight Eclipse, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1, Twilight Breaking Dawn. I hate that I know that, but yeah, you made it.
I made
Anyway,
5 of those.
Robert Pattinson,
Oh.
I'm really excited to see what he does.
Yep.
I think taking in indie actors done really well and putting him in a big movie like this
He's
is
the
a
only
great
one we know has
choice.
been casted, though, right? There's been no
As
other,
far as I know,
no
yeah.
other confirmed castings.
And it sucks because, like,
You know-
J.K. Simmons was Commissioner Gordon in Justice League for like 10 seconds,
Yep.
and I was like, yes.
They should get Jeremy Irons back. He looks young enough that he can still play Alfred. He was great as Alfred.
But he'll look too like GQ model Alfred. I want like old Alfred. Like, I mean, Bruce Wayne is gonna be young, I guess, but I also want to have a good Bruce Wayne and Batman dynamic because
Yes.
I think
Never seen that in film. We've seen it in, like the animated series and like
yes.
animated films that have hit theaters, like Mask of the Phantasm.
and I
and all
mean,
that.
I
We
think
haven't seen it in like a regular.
I think
Batman.
Christian Bale is. What do you think? Do you think he's a better? You think he's a good Batman and Christian Bale, or I mean not Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne, or other way around?
He's a great Batman.
Okay.
I don't think he's great. I don't think he's that good of a Bruce Wayne. He's good, but like he could have been better. Because like what I've seen, like American Psycho, how
Uh-huh.
he presents himself there,
I mean, I thought he was a good Bruce Wayne.
he was
I don't
good,
know.
but I feel like he could have been great. Michael Keaton's probably the best combination,
Yeah.
but
I just can't get over whenever I watch those Michael Keaton movies that like he can't turn his head, so he has to like
yeah,
completely flip around. That's I don't know. It's just
That's-
like a funny thing.
yeah,
But
he's the best Bruce Wayne though.
like we were talking
Michael
about
Keaton was.
like we were talking about with Tom Holland earlier with Spider-Man. He's a really good Peter Parker and he's a really good Spider-Man. I want a really good combination.
Yeah.
Of the two. And I want there to be a lot of Bruce Wayne in the movie, but I don't want them to just focus on his fucking parents.
Please do not show his parents dying again.
Well, in it,
My one request.
Well, if they
Don't
do,
show his
if they
parents
do,
dying.
just make it tasteful and not just like this huge.
Don't
like,
make it into a
this
slow mo
huge thing. Yeah.
jewel porn fest like Zack Snyder did.
That was a
Please.
good, dude. Okay. That was one of the best scenes in BVS.
That's the
I don't-
sad part. Why does it have to take 3 minutes for his parents to die?
I don't know. To make people think the movie's gonna be good. I don't know.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, Batman's parents die. I haven't seen that before. Oh wait, I saw it in
May-
Batman.
maybe-
I saw it in Batman Forever.
Maybe
that
they
movie.
do the thing like we were just talking about with Spider-Man. Maybe they touch on it a little bit, but they don't talk about it a lot, and then they kind of do like a little bit of a new spin on it.
Just show me him looking at a picture, getting sad, and then that's it.
Well, and he can be motivated by his parents' death, but
The max,
anyway,
okay,
we're getting too off
the
topic.
max I would like if you just show a flashback of him like interacting with his dad as a kid, and then don't show him dying. Just show us one scene where you can see his relationship with his parents, and that's it. You don't see him dying. We know that they're dead.
Okay. Robert
That'd be
Pattinson,
fun.
though, I'm excited.
I'm also very
I have
excited.
faith in him. I have faith in Matt Reeves. I just hope it's good.
Another franchise you're a big fan of, Uncharted.
Some of the best.
still
some
ve-
of the best video games ever, man.
I'm excited to play them. I'm getting a PS4. I'm gonna probably start playing them. And yeah, there's been an Uncharted movie announced like for the past 10 years, getting released by like 6 different directors, like 15 different writers. I thought Sean Levy was making this movie, but now
I don't
he's
even
not.
know who it is.
He was. I don't remember now. I think that's just the name I saw attached.
Mhm.
I thought it says finished the script in like 2016, and then like he just left.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have officially a release date. What is it? Next December of 2020.
Yeah.
Starring Tom Holland as Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you talk about this one again.
I don't see it. Like,
No.
not even saying that Tom Holland is going to be bad. I just don't think he's Nathan Drake. Like,
And it looks like they're making a straight up adaptation of the first game.
oh really?
Are they?
I didn't read anything about
Okay, I don't know what they're doing. If they're making a straight up adaptation of the first game, from what I've seen and heard, that's probably the worst idea you could do.
that. I don't know. Like, again, I try not to like hate on like actors for this type of thing because we just talked about Robert Pattinson and how we have faith in him,
Yep.
and we don't like that Twitter is being really mean to him and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's more that I don't like people are saying that Robert Pattinson isn't a good actor because he is.
He's a great actor.
Tom Holland, we know, is a good actor. He's really good as Spider-Man.
People are gonna defend it because people just love Tom Holland.
I just
Being
don't know.
Spider-Man.
I just don't know if he's Nathan Drake. Again, though, we've literally only seen some words on a piece of paper that say he is gonna be Nathan Drake.
And we've seen the Uncharted get confirmed for release date
Yeah,
over and over and over again.
like we both said, we want to see some promotional material.
I need to see a poster.
Him and
I don't believe
him in
this
the
movie's getting
clothes. I don't either.
I still don't believe this movie's ever gonna get released.
I just can't picture like Tom Holland because his skin is so like perfect and white.
And like his voice is just so.
No, like his skin like having like dirt on it and stuff. Because
Yeah.
Nathan Drake is always like dirty.
I
and,
can't
like,
see that. And I can't see him having like a strong, confident like persona when it's because his American accent. Makes
Nathan
his
Drake
voice
is like
sound higher.
punched in the face all the time. Like I don't know. Tom Holland is too. Again, I'm trying to be like.
It's
We'll
like,
see what
obviously,
happens.
if you have a good script, it doesn't matter as long as the script's good.
Yeah.
Based on like what we've seen, who's making this movie,
Oh man.
they are not good enough to do that. And it's a
So-
Sony movie
Sony,
anyway.
what are you doing?
It starts at the top, and it's Sony, and they can't make a movie to save their lives.
Wait, did they make Into the Spider-Verse or no?
No.
Are you sure?
Lord and Miller made Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, it's a Sony thing,
Oh.
but Lord and Miller made Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, well,
And those guys know what the hell they're doing.
when we were looking at the writers today of this movie, what did he write? The A-Team
The 18
from like 2005 or something.
2010.
2010.
crappy Liam Neeson.
I
One
don't
of the
know.
80s TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I supposed to be excited?
I don't know.
No.
I just.
What is
I'm
with
so-
Sony trying to start
I'm
franchises
such a-
of
I'm
great
such a-
properties?
I'm such
You
a.
try to make the Ghostbusters a thing. You guys made the Emoji Movie. And they're trying to do the same thing with Uncharted, making a franchise out of this beloved.
I mean, they never said they're trying to make a franchise.
You know they're trying to make
Well,
a
I know,
franchise.
but like, again,
Everything
we don't-
has to be a
We
franchise
don't have
now.
enough information on this movie yet, but
Because I don't think it's coming out.
we'll see, man. But here's the thing: Uncharted is so cinematic. I don't think you can use that word to describe very many video games.
No.
But the cutscenes, the way they shoot
There's
the game,
there's very
the
few.
camera is very movie-like, and the action set pieces and the way Nathan Drake does his like climbing and some
Yeah.
of the shooting and everything is really interesting
Really
and
detailed.
and it makes sense, and it would be so easy to just make a movie like that.
Yeah,
Not easy. I know it's really hard to make a movie, but they have a really
you
good
have,
source
you
material
have
already.
a distinct style that's very easy to make.
And that they know it, that they know works.
We've
too.
seen like kind of the stuff like the new Mission Impossible movies.
That's what I was thinking. The Mission Impossible movies really remind me of that type of thing. He's hanging out of a plane, like
We're not seeing like a super powered human do this. It's just like a regular guy
It's
who's
like a
just
guy.
very good at what he does.
I mean, the regular guy's like low-key kind of a superhero, but
Yeah, but still, it's
Yeah.
not like
that's a really good comparison. I would love to see a Mission Impossible type movie.
I love seeing Christopher McQuarrie direct it because he's a great action director.
Wait, who?
The guy who's made 5 and 6 Mission.
Okay,
Mission
Fallout was so good, dude. I can't get over how good that movie
Yes.
was.
I'd love
Anyway,
to see him make this, but
I don't want Tom Cruise to be Nathan Drake though.
no,
but,
of course not. You want Nathan Fillion, right?
Yes.
Well, everyone wants Nathan Fillion. It's not going to happen though because we don't get these things.
Maybe
we don't get nice
maybe
things.
he's a little too old, but they literally designed Nathan
Yep.
Drake off of him. Like he's literally perfect.
What if they made it right? He'd be like Uncharted 4 Nathan Drake age right now.
Yeah.
If
What-
it, he's about that.
And I get it. Maybe you can't have him, but Tom Holland, I don't know.
They're
I'm
just
just
because he's popular with people, and that's why he's not Nathan.
and
Drake.
again, prove me wrong. Make it good. Make Tom Holland amazing.
Yeah.
Have him win Best Actor. Although we did see Bryan Cranston was attached to this movie supposedly as Sully, which would be cool.
That's kind of the opposite. That's casting's almost too perfect.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
We have that. That's those like the only two that are like attached so far in terms of cast. We don't really know anything. This movie's coming out like in a year, which is the really
Skeptical.
Like almost like a year and a half, pretty much. And you have like 2 actors pretty much cast. And
Yeah.
For nothing of a script being finished, we've heard no promotional arts or anything, no full cast.
And that's
Sony-
why I'm also worried that they're just gonna rush out a script. It's not gonna be good, and then I'm gonna be really sad.
Yeah, because you are like the biggest Uncharted fan I know.
It's just I have such a fond memory of playing those games. They challenged me, but they were still really fun. That's the thing about I'm not a huge like video, like a gamer or whatever.
Yeah.
But I love movies, and
I'm
that's
kinda
why I
similar.
love Uncharted is because they're like movies, and the plot is
When
really
a video
good.
game's so good, it feels like you're in a movie. It looks like
Yeah,
a movie. It feels like a movie, and
exactly.
you get to experience it yourself.
That's
like
why I
you're in it.
love them. So I really
I kind of got that out of like Red Dead 2.
Yeah,
Very
uh-huh.
also cinematic. They're obviously taking inspiration off of cinema and TV, because Uncharted's taking a lot of inspiration from like Indiana Jones.
I just want it to be good, and I'm just
Everyone wants it to be good.
and just the more I think about it, the more I'm just like it's not gonna be good, and I'm gonna have to deal with it.
Would you rather not have an adaptation at all?
Yes.
Or just yeah. I mean,
Just as of now, off of what I know, when it's coming out, what we know right now, and it's not even because of Tom Holland. I know that was the original topic for this. Like, maybe he'll be good, maybe he won't be good. It's more of just like when it's coming out that we know that like supposedly there isn't even a script yet. Like,
no. The only way I could see it kind of make sense, where they can also save face a bit, even if it's bad, is if they make it like before the first game, and he's like young Nathan Drake, like from the Uncharted 3 opening.
when he's like 12.
No, like in between that and the first game.
Oh,
You see just like young Nathan Drake with like an original story,
Okay.
where if it's bad, you can be like, okay, we didn't directly adapt the game, so the games are not like
Yeah,
ruined.
not like Avatar: The Last Airbender
Yes,
type of thing.
you make it like in between, so if it's good, you can bounce right into the actual
Mhm.
games. But if it's bad, you can kill it without saying, "Oh, we ruined your source material." But
And I hate that we have to have that conversation that we.
why
have
can't
to-
you just
we-
make it a
we-
good
we-
adaptation?
We have to.
You have these great
provide
games
security if
you have
it's
these
bad.
great games to take inspiration from, and you're just like, well, maybe it's a prequel.
I don't know.
And maybe we're starring a 23-year-old
I
who
wanna-
sounds like a 17-year-old.
I want to
with his
see
American accent.
Spider-Man: Far From Home first and watch Tom Holland be good in that movie.
But
So,
it's not going to be as good as he's probably going to be in that movie. You just look at him, and he's like, this is not Nathan
That's
Drake.
not Nathan Drake.
I
yeah.
don't even see him growing into Nathan Drake, because there's some actors you can see. Maybe they grow into be more of like a confident, different kind of
Yeah.
actor. But with him, I don't see it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying not to think about that right now.
All right, so we have kind of our last topic, and we'll wrap up because we've been talking for a while.
All right.
So we can just keep it running. So Fox's end to the X-Men as it becomes part of the MCU. We did not see Dark Phoenix because neither of us had any interest in seeing Dark Phoenix because we didn't want to just sit in the theater and waste our money.
And
It's
watch
terrible movie.
X-Men: The Last Stand again, even though it's worse.
It's worse with actors who are good
Who,
don't,
like,
but
don't
don't
care.
care anymore.
Yeah.
And that movie came out and it's bad. And then New Mutants, which I swore to you before we started recording that I saw a trailer for, apparently it came back out in late 2017.
Yeah, I didn't believe you.
And it was like a horror movie, which I love the concept. It's like a horror movie, but mutants, mutant powers. And now they're saying they're doing a bunch of reshoots with Disney now, making it like less horror movie-ish. And like that takes away what the premise of it is. So it got pushed back from 2019. It was supposed to come out like late 2018. Now it's like then it was like mid 2019. Now it's April of 2020. We don't know if this movie's ever coming out, whether it'll be an MCU release. It has to be an MCU movie now if it's going to ever get released. Because it'll be too late to make it under, like, the Fox branch.
How do you know? Well, when does the Fox, like, merger end?
It's over.
Oh.
In terms of, like, movies, they got them.
Oh.
And it's just like...
Well, I mean, like, Dark Phoenix isn't an MCU movie, though.
No. That movie's already, like, finished production. And it's going to come out.
Okay.
This movie, they keep moving around and doing reshoots for. And they're doing reshoots now because they couldn't do reshoots during like the last calendar year, like the fall, because everyone was doing better stuff.
When I hear
like
the
Anna
word
Taylor-Joy was doing Glass.
When I hear the word
Game of
reshoots,
Thrones.
I just like cringe a little bit. Like
I get major Justice League flashbacks.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
I don't know. It's just like
whenever you hear whenever you hear massive reshoots, you know you're in for some shit.
I just yeah, and I know it's like an inevitable part of production, and I feel bad that these like creative directors have to like go through like all the studio bullshit.
It's based on the first trailer I saw. I loved the first New Mutants trailer because it's like a horror movie. I hadn't seen that before in a superhero movie, and then it's being cut up and turned into an MCU movie, maybe? They said they're going to use that to introduce the X-Men? It's just like...
Okay.
No.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's just...
We'll see, I guess.
No, we won't see. This movie's probably never going to come out. It's going to get pushed back to like 2030, and we'll never see it.
Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2019. When's that coming out again?
Like
on that list
after
of all the movies.
After the next Man of Steel movie.
Where's my Cyborg movie that wasn't?
The Flash, yeah.
The Flashpoint. What are they even doing with DC anymore?
They're making the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, man. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we can talk about that when we get more. That's coming to October. Wonder Woman 1984 poster that looked cool, but like. It's just
anyway.
That's something we talk about.
New Mutants, I don't know, man.
Never coming.
We'll
probably.
see. Like, I don't know. I think it's just stuck in this like
development hell.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but it's whatever at this point. 'Cause you don't
Yeah.
really care. You're not an X-Men guy.
Not really.
All right.
Anyway.
Yep.
We got some movies to see this summer still.
Yep. You'll hear some reviews probably, unless we just miss it and do this again. If we miss our reviews.
So what would be the next one probably?
I think Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4 probably.
And MIB. I think they're the same weekend. I think they're the same weekend.
That's going to be an interesting weekend.
All right. You want to say something funny in the podcast?
Say something funny?
Yeah, say something funny. Put me on the spot here.
I don't know. What? You say something funny.
No, you say something funny.
I don't know. I can't think of a joke on the spot. It's just that,
Can't think of a joke? Kind of like the Men in Black international. God, that sucked.